Alright, what's up? This is one random tech for every character in Smash Ultimate Part 4. Tech means technique. It's basically like a fun trick or a setup that you can do, and my rules are that it can't be completely useless, but it also can't be something super obvious. Like, did you know Meta Knight can spam his smash attacks a lot? We've covered 30 characters so far, all of the S tier and all of the A tier, so go check those videos out if you want to see what's up with them. This time we start out the B tier and we're covering these 10. We're gonna finish off the B tier next time, so if you have any cool suggestions, make sure to leave a comment down below with any ideas, or join my Discord if you want to. The link for it is in the description. And alright, now we can begin with the Angry Kirby. Meta Knight is a funky guy, and I got some suggestions from a bunch of you, and at first I thought you guys were messing with me because come on, swag fail, sewer slide, no way this stuff is real, right? I have no idea why this is called the swag fail, but it's a thing Meta Knight can do with a side B that makes it an insanely consistent 2-frame option. A successful 2-frame is what we call when you catch someone during the 2 frames of vulnerability they get when they snap to the ledge, and it's usually not an easy thing to do, but with this tech you can get it more consistently, and it's super easy to do too. All you need to do is go for a side B, then down on your left stick and let go, and this will catch people going to ledge. And it's funny, what the hell is this? Thanks a bunch to Digino24 for the suggestion. I'll be real, I completely thought you were messing with me with the names for the text you gave me, but no, it's real. And I found this tutorial by SredTM on Twitter, who learned it from the Meta Knight Discord server. So I'll leave a link to their tweet in the description along with all my other sources. I still couldn't find what the sewer slide is though. Inkling is a character that can struggle to kill sometimes, but also roller exists, and this tech makes it so you can get even more off roller even if your opponent is super good at mashing. This is the tap shot. It's a tech that is not too difficult to learn, and it makes your up smashes from bury kill even earlier, because thanks to this tech you'll be able to charge it for longer. The way it works is that by quickly jumping and B-reversing your neutral B splatter shot after burying someone and only hit your opponent with 1 or 2 shots, this makes it so that when they pop out of the bury they will always be right in front of you. This I guess isn't really unique to Inkling in the sense that there are other characters with bury moves that can make their opponents exit the bury state like this, but I like this one because B-reverse splatter shot is really cool, and Inkling does struggle killing sometimes, and being able to charge your smash attacks for just a few more frames can actually really impact how early it'll kill. The animation for anyone escaping being buried like this is 12 frames plus an extra frame that gets added after you hit them with a splatter shot, which means you can charge an up smash for a maximum of 13 more frames and also guarantee you'll land it, because again they'll always pop out right in front of you. If you want to do this on reaction, it's really difficult to react to this and always get the 13 frames. Obviously, I don't even know if that reaction time is possible, and if it is, I don't even know if being that precise consistently is possible. So it's more about anticipating it and just charging it a little longer without getting too greedy, instead of just doing an instant up smash. I got this info from a video by Icarus Magnus, who has a great channel with a bunch of Inkling tech, so shout out to him. Cool guy, cool tech. I hate roller. So Mega Man's tech is the leaf catch, and this one's interesting because he's not usually supposed to be able to do a lot while his down B leaf shield is around him, but if you're up on a platform and shoot out your metal blade down, you can press down B to bring out the leaf shield and then press down and Z at the same time to catch the metal blade as you descend from the platform. I don't know a lot about Mega Man, but I know metal blade is one of his best moves, and this tech opens up a bunch of opportunities for cool combos and stuff, as well as a safer way to pressure with projectiles. Having 2 out at the same time opens up a bunch of cool possibilities. In the description you'll find a link to Mega Man's guide for this, and also here's a link for the tweet he found this from. For Ness we have one that is kind of detailed. This is almost an entire page on my Google Docs, but we have the Flying Held Magnet. I think a lot of you expected some PSI magnet combos, and yeah, you're right, okay. But I think this one's different because usually when I see crazy Ness setups with his down B, I'll see him use it like this. So using down B twice, but with this tech you'll use it once even though it still hits twice. So that's weird. I haven't seen that before. This tech is frame perfect, but according to this video by NessBoy12, it's not that difficult after some practice, especially because the frame perfect part of the setup doesn't involve your opponent yet. So you can just practice this whenever. The input is you jump and while in the air hold forward and double jump and then down B on the next frame. This is to ensure you get the most momentum possible, and again, yeah, this is frame perfect, but since you're not comboing anyone just yet, you can practice this in trading mode or in between stocks or whatever and move on to the next step when you feel ready. You can do this input after landing a falling upper, for example, and once you get the first hit of down B, hold it down and it'll combo into the second hit as long as your opponent is still in the air. And it's a great way to tag on some extra damage, get better positioning, reset for an edge guard, or just kill. It's really cool. People can DI out of this. Your best bet here is to anticipate it and maybe end the combo early if you want to play it safe. It can also loop into itself if you go for another falling upper after the second magnet. so that's really cool. Again, this video by NessBoy12 was where I learned this. Go check out his video for a bunch of more info, like more combo routes and what to input depending on your opponent's TI, and characters that can air dodge out and stuff. The link will be with all the other ones, and now we can move on to the other child in this video. For the big man, we have the platform drop C4, and it's a great way to get better control of your bombs, because usually these explode on impact, unlike Link's remote bomb and Young Link's bomb that can chill on the floor for a while. But through some cool inputs, you can place them on platforms or floors and get cool ledge trap setups, or just trap certain areas of the ledge. Bombs don't do a lot of damage or knockback, but that's a good thing, because Toon Link has really cool aerials and combos, and thanks to this tech you'll be able to push your advantage state more, and it also looks really cool. There are a bunch of ways to do it, but the easiest I would say is to just drop down the platform and with good timing Z drop it, or to run off a platform, fast fall and Z drop it. The reason the timing is tight here is because Toon Link actually does a flip when he runs off the platforms, which means you need to time it so the Z drop comes out right when the arm is holding the bomb closer to the floor than the rest of his body. The whole reason for this arm thing is that because these bombs explode on impact, the game probably measures the momentum these bombs have when they hit the ground or something, and that's why they blow up. And if you do this, then they barely have any momentum or no momentum at all, and there's not enough force for them to blow up. This might look difficult, but it really isn't. It's not a matter of looking at Link and pressing Z when the arm is at the right spot. You could just go into training mode and get the rhythm down, and I'm sure it'll be like second nature after some practice. It's pretty cool, and again, it lets you set up for a bunch of stuff like ledge traps or cool hazards you can set across the stage that will let you combo off them if the explosion hits. I got this info from a couple different videos. Shout out to those guys. Go take a look for more info on ledge traps and other cool stuff you can do. What's up, Reddit? This video is sponsored by me. Check this out. I made another channel. It's mostly just stuff from my live streams. For example, we're doing a Persona 5 drunk stream right now, and we made a drunk Lucina matchup chart. If you're part of my Lucina main audience, I know there's a bunch of you, so if you're quick, you might catch me before I upload more stuff, but I plan to upload a bunch more things, like that one time I got bullied by Elite Smash Kens and other games. Is the worst shit, man. I covered that shit. The streams are here on the main channel, but if you like me, if you think I'm cool, the link is in the description, so come hang out if you so desire. I have a cut in my tongue. Let's move on. I found something really cool for Ken. It was in this video by Mac the Knife, and it's called the Hadouken Snap. It's a really cool tech that punishes people for dropping shield early. So alright, all of Ken and Ryu's aerials are unsafe on shield, but this is fine for them because they can always cancel their aerials into specials, and they can actually end up being the ones punishing you for trying to punish them. This is a pretty crazy privilege because it ends up making all of their aerials really safe on shield if you just cancel them into another move. If your timing is perfect though, and you cancel an aerial into side B or up B, your opponent will be locked in their shield. Their neutral B, Hadouken, is the only special other than Focus that you can cancel out of an aerial that can't lock your opponent in their shield, but it still comes out really quickly when cancelled. So Hadouken becomes a really cool option to punish people dropping shield after blocking your aerial. The Hadouken snap is a bait. I'm not saying you should do this every time you land on a shield with an aerial, because your safest option will pretty much always be side B to get away or maybe poke a shield, but it's a fun way to punish shield grabs, and you can still get some cool stuff off it, like maybe read a jump or go for a grab, or maybe you'll get the trip. But it gets a little crazier than just punishing shield grabs. For example, Zero Suit Samus's jab comes out frame 1, and she still can't punish this, but this is because when you drop shield there are 11 frames of animation lag, and if you do this right, Ken's auto cancel Hadouken comes out before that animation ends. So it's a way to punish people trying to be greedy and punish your landing aerials with any move that doesn't bypass the 11 frame animation, like a really fast up B out of shield or a really fast aerial. For hero, we have what's probably my favorite tech on this list and the one I'm most excited to learn. It's the Ledge Slip Kaswoosh. Thanks to Unga Bunga SSBU, nice name, for the recommendation. Here it is. So if you remember Source Tech from last episode, you might remember something called a ledge slip, and it's actually a thing anyone can do, and there are a bunch of methods to do it, like crouching or jabbing. It's basically just using a move right as you descend from a ledge, and the difference between doing a ledge slip and just running off and using a move is that a ledge slip lets you stay closer to the ledge while you do it, and you can also do the move a little bit earlier. And thanks to this, if you're playing hero, you can do this with your up B, and it gives you some really cool looking combos. This is a fun way to catch low recoveries, especially if they have no hitboxes, so it's good at 2-framing, and it deals a whole bunch of damage, or most likely, it'll just kill. To do this, you need to line yourself with the edge of the stage, use up B, move your left stick away from the stage and then towards it, and if you time this right, you can get a bunch of stuff, mainly down air or back air, or neutral B if you want to be cool. Back air seems to be the most consistent, but I think most of the time the option depends on where your opponent ends up. For example, if Fox here ended up more towards the right, so away from the ledge, then back air would be better. But if he's here on the center, then maybe down air is better. And if you want crazy damage and you're sure they won't tech the stage spike, you can get Saucy and shoot out a Frizz, and you can do 1,000,000 damage. This deck is insanely fun. The link I used to learn this will be with all the other ones. So for Rosa, I got a bunch of fun suggestions, but as soon as I saw this comment by KevSB07 way back in part 1, and I read the words twerk locking, I was like, alright, I don't care what this deck is, I'll cover it. By the way, do not look up Rosalina twerk locking on YouTube. You're gonna get porn. I had to join the Discord to get some info. So because Rosa is a really technical character, I'm assuming there's more than one way to get it right, but after looking into some info on the Discord, I found this video and people were mostly agreeing that this is the easiest way to set up for it. So here it is. Basically what's happening here is something called a desync. Usually when you use your controller, both Rosalina and Luma respond to your inputs, but if you ever want only Luma to act, then a good way to do this is to input a move while Rosa is about to land from her up B, so in free fall. If you time it right and hold A, Luma's rapid jab will continue and Rosa will be free to move. And the reason this is called twerk locking is because rapid jabs always push the opponent away to prevent them from being infinite. But if you position yourself like this and crouch towards your victim to prevent them from getting pushed out, you can hold them here for a while. It's up to you, it's up to how good you are at twerk locking. And it also depends on where you're at in the stage, and most of the time you can finish this off with a smash attack and it's great damage and it'll probably kill. It's kind of cool, don't look up twerk locking, it's porn, you're gonna get porn. This tech comes from our very own JustinByleth, who subscribed, you know, not to brag or anything, subscribed to the channel, and he left this comment about something called, I don't know, he didn't give it a name, so we're just gonna call it Justin's Ledgetrap, even though, you know, I don't know if he's the one who came up with it, but I'm the biggest YouTube channel on YouTube right now, so he gets to claim it. So Byleth has a really strong Ledgetrap game. Nair and Fair cover a bunch of options. F-Smash can catch people sleeping on you. If we ledge jump someone at above 45%, they can eat a mean spike, and this is all really fun, but here's another fun mix-up that you're probably not using a lot as Byleth. So what you do is next time you're ledge trapping, usually Byleth's most simple and common and consistent ledge trap setup is to short hop Fair or short hop Nair and maybe mix up your timing. It covers a bunch, it hits hard, Nair can combo, it's pretty cool. Once your opponent catches onto this, they'll likely take their time here and try to make it so their get up option will come out during a window when they won't get hit with Fair. So right as soon as you land, for example, which is why they won't be expecting a surprise descending aerial side B to throw off their timing. If you do it right with this deck, you get a huge hitbox that hits generously below the ledge. It's big enough to punish ledge drop double jumps. It's optimal for when your opponent respects you at the ledge enough to hang out here while thinking about their options. And if you miss it, there's a chance you won't get punished for it because of how big this move is, so you can either run back and punish a greedy get up attack or just keep your traditional ledge trap going. This tech helps a lot because usually our only reliable options to punish people hanging from ledge are downer, going for a ledge jump, or F smash sometimes, all of which can work great and are really strong, but there can also be some risk involved. F smash and downer have a bunch of lag, and going for a ledge jump means risking getting rid of your position, but with descending aerial side B, it has some lag I guess, but it can still be safe if you space it right, as long as you don't fumble the timing completely right, and also as long as you remember that this move comes out at frame 21 in the air, so it's pretty slow, which means you can't mash it. If you miss and your opponent reacts in time, then you can get punished for it, so make sure you practice it and pay attention to your opponents and only use it when you feel like it'll work. And when it'll work is again when your opponent starts to respect you at the ledge a little more, when they start to take their time, right? But also if you feel like they're gonna time their get up option expecting a forward air, or if you know they like to jump and recover super high, you're gonna get a lot of people jumping on you if you like to ledge trap with F smash as much as I do. It hits really hard, but again, it's not entirely risk-free. It gets easier to time this the more you practice it and the better you are at calling out timing. If you have the trading mode mod pack, this is super easy to practice. I sure as hell will, because this comment made me pick Byleth up as secondary again. Thanks a lot, JustinByleth, Mr. Byleth. Finally, the pits were really difficult because they have some really straightforward moves, and the most I could find at a surface level is the side B ledge cancel, and that's cool, but I feel like that's kind of a cop-out, so I went on a mission to find something weird, and I found something that is not that weird, but it's a fun input, and it makes these two struggle a little bit less when being ledge trapped, which is always a fun thing. I found this on a video by Krontex Pit, and it has a bunch of pit and dark pit stuff, and this applies to both pits, and it's the arrow from ledge. And I know some of you will be a little confused because it really doesn't look like that big of a thing, but if you drop down from ledge while hanging from it and jump and shoot an arrow, hold your left stick towards the stage, you shoot an arrow and land on the stage, and if you don't hold your left stick, then you go back to hanging from ledge. And what you gain by doing this is in intense situations, if you're being Ledgetrap, your opponent is going to be waiting to react to your get up option. And this is a really cool option to throw off their timing and bait out a punish. It also works if you feel like your opponent is sleeping on the ledge and they're just going to hold a smash attack, or if you think they're bad at the game. Like if you ever feel like not respecting your opponent and you want to get greedy, the arrow can set you up for potential follow-ups. Not true follow-ups, of course, but people are prone to miss inputs when hit with weak moves like Pit's arrows. Maybe they'll drop shield and do up out of shield or something, and you'll just be there like, alright, cool, time to punish. This does leave you open though. If you grab the ledge again, you won't have invincibility, and if your opponent doesn't take the bait and you're standing there, you can get punished. But I feel like it's a fun thing to try if you feel like your opponent is stressing and they just want to get their Ledgetrap and finish the game already. Or again, if they're sleeping on you, if it's a skill issue and they're just bad, like you can just give them a poke and see what they react with and punish the reaction, or at least get out of the corner, which is always nice. Choosing a pit for tech. What? Choosing a tech for pit was really difficult. Please let me count it as a pit tech. Alright, that's part 4 of the One Tech for Everyone series thing. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said at the start, next episode we are going to cover the next 10 characters in the B tier. I'd love to hear your suggestions down on the comment section or over on my Discord. Cool. Alright, JustinByleth is cool. Let's practice together. Cool, bye.